Hello everybody and welcome back to another season preview. If you're watching this, then you're probably a fan of Montreal Canadiens. This is actually my halfway point in the preview series. So this is exactly number 16, the 16th preview out of 32 teams. I'm excited to finish the series, but for now, let's just get straight into the preview. We'll start off by looking at their last three seasons. So in 2018-19, they went 44, 30, and 8. They finished 4th out of 8th in the Atlantic, and they purely missed the playoffs because the East was just very strong conference compared to the West. In 2019-20, they went 31, 31, and 9, finishing 5th in the Atlantic out of 8. They only made the playoffs that year because the season got cut short, so they got put in the qualifying round, and they ended up getting eliminated in the first round after they upset Pittsburgh in the qualifying round. So technically they made the playoffs. They upset Pittsburgh in the qualifying round and got eliminated in the first round. And this past season, they stayed in mediocrity. They went 24, 21, and 11. After a hot start, they slowed down and played okay. They finished 4th in the North out of 7 teams. And they went on this Cinderella run to the Stanley Cup Finals, where they got eliminated to the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning. So this past season, their stats. In goals, they averaged 2.82 goals per game, which is 17th in the league, so just right in the middle. Goals against, 2.95, which is 18th, which is right in the middle. So they're sort of just hovering in the middle. And a lot of these stats, actually. Even their power play, which is at 19.2%, 17th in the league. Which I actually expect the power play to come up next season. Sorry, I know it's going to seem like a weird cut, but I just moved the phone closer to me. I expect the power play to come up next season because Caulfield will be advancing another year, having his first full season. As well as they brought in Mike Hoffman. And Hoffman is very good on the power play. And was part of the reason St. Louis had a good power play this past season. And on their penalty kill, they got a 78.5, which is 23rd in the league. They're going to need to bring that up from last season. But, yeah, overall, all their numbers are just mediocre in the middle. I could see their goals for going up as well. Their projected lines. So I like their first line. On offense, you've got Tyler Toffoli, Nick Suzuki, and Cole Caulfield. Very good first line. Toffoli, I'd expect his goals of 28 goals in 56 games to drop, as they don't play Vancouver 8 times this year, and I think he was probably over a goal per game on Vancouver. Vancouver fans probably wondering, like, man, Tyler Toffoli must be leading the league in scoring. Well, they'd be surprised, but he's not. But no, Toffoli, in all seriousness, great player. Suzuki, very good young player, and Cole Caulfield, only 20 as well. Very good. So, love that first line. Second line, they brought in Hoffman, centered by Kotkaniemi, and on the right side, you got Gallagher. This has potential to be a good second line. I like both Hoffman and Gallagher on that second line, and then you're depending on Kotkaniemi to take that next step forward, which he could. I mean, he's only gonna turn he's only 21. All right, he could still get better. Like last season, 20 points in 56 games. He could still take another step up. It's not too late for him at all. Third line. I like their third line. You got Drouin, Jake Evans, and Josh Anderson. I do like this line. Anderson's a beast. Started off the season really hot, slowed down, still ended up with some solid totals. Drouin, this is just a good third line right now. But that trade, actually, Anderson for Domi, has looked better for Montreal than it did for Columbus, oddly enough. And on the fourth line, Lehkonen, Paquette, and Armia. Now, I don't know much about the fourth line, but all these players look like they have solid totals, and they're all they're all in their prime, it appears, by their age. So yeah, solid forward group if Kotkaniemi can perform well. Otherwise, they have a hole in that second line center spot for sure. On defense, now I think their defense has definitely taken a hit without Petrie. I'd say I don't think this is a top. I think with Petrie, this could be a very solid defense. But now that Petrie's gone, I look and I say, it might be a little bit below average. I'll just read out the defense. So on the first pairing, you've got Edmondson and Jeff Petrie. And Petrie seems to be getting better with age. So, I mean, he could decline, but if anything, he'll just get better next season, right? That's just how it seems to be going. And then you got Edmondson. I think this is a good first pairing. Not as good as Petrie and Weber, but still. I don't know. Yeah. So, good first pairing. And then on the second pairing, you got Sherratt and Savard. And I don't think this is a bad second pairing, but I feel like Savard's on a good contract, and he could be a second pairing defenseman. I don't know about Sherratt. I was looking at his numbers, and I don't know. And then on the third pairing, you got Kulak and Romanov. If Romanov's only 21, and that's really young for a defenseman as well. Could definitely take a step up. In Kulak, sure, a solid third pairing option. I just feel like their defense as well as goaltending are a little bit below average when it comes to the league. But speaking of goaltending, let me explain why, before Canadiens fans get so mad that I called their goaltending below average. I get it, you have Price. Yeah, sure, in the playoffs, one of the best goalies in the league, but I'm not talking about the playoffs. I'm talking about the regular season. Last season, Carey Price put up a .901 save percentage in 25 games. 3 of the last 4 seasons, I believe, he has not put up great numbers in the regular season. Sure, in the playoffs, whatever. Playoffs, amazing goalie. But you need to be good in the regular season to make the playoffs, and I don't think Price is that good in the regular season lately, especially as he gets older. And backup, Jake Allen, very capable backup. I like him as a backup goalie. Put up a .907, which is actually better numbers than Price in 29 games, which is also more games than Price. So Allen was sort of the starter last regular season. But obviously you're going to put Price in the playoffs. But this goalie tandem, it's okay. If Price can carry over what he did in the playoffs of the regular season, that will go a long way for the Montreal Canadiens. And on the scratches, just going to list them off real quick. Perrault, I'm going to butcher this, Belzile, and Weidman. Those are the scratches. But let me just get into my prediction real quick. So my prediction for the Montreal Canadiens and how they will do this season. I think that Montreal has potential. If certain things go right, they need Price to play better than he did last season. I think that he needs to put up at least like a 9-10. They need Kotkaniemi. He needs to break through. Because if he doesn't, who's going to take over that second center spot? Evans? Paquette? No. I mean, you need Kotkaniemi will play there. But, unless they bring someone in, Kotkaniemi's got to, step up his game from what he did last season. Defense. Their defense is okay, maybe a little bit below average. Sherratt, Savard, they both need to be on their game. Edmondson especially, because I don't think he was on the top pairing last year. I think he was on the second pairing, because Weber was obviously on the top pairing, right? And yeah, but my prediction now, after going through all that, my prediction for the Montreal Canadiens, I believe that they will not be ahead of any of the Toronto, Boston, Tampa, or... Oh, man, I can't think of the other... Toronto, Boston, Tampa... Florida. There we go. Florida. Had to double check there. So that puts them at 5th at least. And then I see other teams like Detroit on their way up. And Ottawa also on their way up. So my prediction for them is actually going to be a little lower than I think you guys would like. I know everybody has them at 5th. Everybody has them at 5th, yes. But I'm going to go with an oddball here. And I'm going to put them at 6th. I'm going to say they finish 6th in the Atlantic Division. I actually feel confident about that. I just feel that their goaltending won't hold up, and even though it's Carey Price. And then also their defense, the amount of 2-on-1s. And then you got that top 6. Gallagher in the playoffs didn't look so good. He needs to look good in the regular season. Kotkaniemi. Now that first line I have no doubt about. That first line's good, but... that's just where I see him, 6th. So thank you for watching this video. And I actually reshooted this video because the first time I shot this, I was like, I didn't do a good job. I feel like I should redo it. And so, bam, here I am, redid it. And now I'm going to go just like the wind. Woo, all right. Well, thank you guys for watching if you're still here, and I will see you in the next video.